Hey guys, what's up? It's Sammy. Today's video, I'm starting off a new Q&A series on my channel. I'm bored of the standard Q&A. Of course, I'm still gonna do those where I answer questions that are just kind of like, you know, random LOL random taco XD. But I kind of want to do more videos where I actually am answering questions that need to be answered. First question is going to be what the title of the video is so that people who click on it are coming to actually hear an answer to their question. It's just gonna be a sit down, chit chat, like I have a cup of tea, and we're gonna chat about some stuff, person to person. I don't know what to call this series, so if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. I wanted to have something to do with tea or like eating with me or something like that, because I'm gonna like be eating or drinking during this series because it's gonna be super long and super chill. And if you want to know when to put in questions for this series, I'm always going to be asking for them on the community tab here on YouTube. So all you have to do is subscribe and keep a lookout for my posts to know when to ask me questions. This first episode's theme is relationships. We're gonna be talking about all things love and relationships and breakups and things like that. So if you need some help in this department, and we'll just keep on watching. Okay, we are starting off with our first question, and that question is, when you're in a heterosexual relationship, how do you tell your boyfriend slash girlfriend you're gay slash lesbian? You're amazing, keep up the good work. When I saw this question, I was a little bit taken aback, because if you are gay, and you are in a heterosexual relationship, and you are already to the point in which you are asking me for help on YouTube, which means you're comfortable enough to talk about it online, you have confirmed the fact basically that you are gay, and you are still in a heterosexual relationship. Two of these things don't add up with one of them. You have to, as soon as possible, sit this person down, the person you're in a relationship with, and be open and honest about them, because I don't want to say it's not fair, because you are allowed to be in your own head and you are allowed to not be out, you're allowed to be gay and have no one know about it, but the thing is, you should have the decency to not also be in a relationship with someone that you inevitably know that you're not really that interested in certain ways or the other. But you have to keep in mind, when you do sit this person down and you do tell them, for you it's gonna be a weight off your shoulders, you're telling them something that you've had inside for a long time, but for them it's kind of like you're telling them that you're breaking up with them, even though you're not in so many words, but you kind of are if you're gay and you're in a heterosexual relationship and you're telling them like, hey, I don't like to do stuff with your gender. Okay, bye. You see, they could take it wrong, not because they're homophobic, not because of anything like that, or they could, I don't know this person. But in my eyes, if I saw that happening, I could see them being very hurt that you were with them for who knows how long, and basically they could think that it wasn't real. It totally could have been though. You could have been 100% in love with them when you got with them, and then you realize later on that you were not into their gender. That's completely fine. They might not see that way in the situation, because it is like a crazy thing that could happen to someone. It could be very intense. How not to be shy in a relationship. It's a big problem for me. I always keep silent. I'm scared of losing my love. Can you give me advice? I think it is completely normal and completely natural to be shy in the beginning of a relationship. Unless you guys were like best friends for 5 years before you started dating. You probably only met this person for 3 or 4 months ago, if that. And if it's the beginning of a new relationship, you are not going to be 100% comfortable around this person. For lack of a better example, there are some married couples that still don't fart in front of each other. If you're completely comfortable with someone, you'll fart in front of them. That's like the only thing I could think of when I read your question, is like, well, if you want to be 100% completely yourself around someone, you just gotta spend a lot of time with them. You have to throw yourself into situations with this person where you have to spend the night at their house, or go on a road trip and be in the car with them for a long time of hours. Just like spend time with the person you're in a relationship with, and you'll get comfortable with each other. You can't become like 100% hello, I trust you with my life overnight with someone. Like, that's not something that normally happens. You have to build up sort of like this. You have to build this up until you're like right now you're like this, and you're slowly getting closer until you're like this, okay? Yes, that was a very weird analogy, but you get it. It's not gonna happen overnight. I've never been in a relationship, and I've been wondering, is it as amazing as it seems on Tumblr and Instagram posts? Of course, relationships are nothing like you see portrayed in any social media post that is glorifying a relationship. Obviously, sometimes social media posts aren't like that, but like Tumblr specifically, of all these posts that's like, I'm dreaming of the day when I wake up next to my husband and he cooks me breakfast, the kids are running around with a white picket fence and everything's perfect. Everything is fake on the internet, and relationships are not an exception to the rule. Sure, there are some YouTube couples on YouTube and stuff like that that have like talked about their problems and like actually shown that like, hey, relationships aren't perfect, but that's like rare and hard to find. Relationships aren't perfect in general. Yours isn't gonna be an exception. No one's is an exception. There might be one person out there who has a perfect relationship. Good for them. But there are fights, there are arguments, there are just like little things about the person that sometimes tick you off, but all the other things that you like about them overweigh it. A relationship will never be perfect. And you just gotta accept that. And yeah, don't let the media, especially films and stuff, like skew your view, because relationships are all different and they all have different problems and different high points, and not one is the same as the other. What's the best way of telling someone you like them? This answer might not be for everyone. This is a personal preference. 100% transparency. The hey, just want to let you know, I like you. I don't know if you feel the same. I'm not expecting you to. I'm just putting my feelings out there on the table. Let's see where things can go from here. 100% preferred method. Does anyone ever do this ever? No, but it's probably honestly the best way you can ever get your feelings across, is to just be completely neutral in the fact, but still showing that there's an interest there. Like, hey, I like you. That's it. No expectations. I'm not asking anything of you. I'm just letting you know that I like you. Simple as that. Although it's not simple. That's absolutely terrifying. But what's the worst that can happen? They don't like you back and you spiral into a deep hole of depression. I need help with this guy that I really like. We are best friends, but IDK how to get him to like me or make a move on me. Help. You can't make someone like you, no matter how hard you want to try, which you shouldn't try, because it's impossible. You can't make someone like you who doesn't have those feelings for you. It's impossible. And for the making a move part, first of all, if he doesn't have feelings for you like that in the first place, there's no way you can make him make a move on you. There's absolutely no way. Because if the feelings aren't there, he's not gonna do that, probably, unless he's a pig, and then why would you want to date him in the first place? And then getting him to make a move on you, you shouldn't try to be with someone where you have to do all these crazy things to get them interested in you. You should want to be with someone who's interested in you just for you, obviously. Yeah, there's my 2 cents on that. Never try to get someone to like you, because if they don't like you, they don't like you. Is it true that you have to love yourself to love someone else? I don't like myself one bit. Will it hold me back from dating? Thank you, and love your videos. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think you 100% need to love yourself to be in a relationship and have a successful relationship. I don't think anyone can 100% love themselves, no matter how much people on the internet like to praise that they can. There will always be something about yourself that you don't like, and if you wait for yourself to truly be in love with everything about you, it could be too late. In the opposite side of the spectrum, I honestly think being in a relationship can help you love yourself even more. Having someone else have a perspective of your body who is the closest person to you out of anyone, who loves your chubby arms or your stomach rolls or your bumpy nose bridge, can really make you appreciate those parts of your body. As long as you don't make that the only reason why you're loving yourself is because this person sees it as valuable, so now you like it. But once that person isn't with you anymore, you have to keep seeing yourself as valuable and as like, this is my body, this is the vessel that's keeping me alive, and I love it, it's great. But as long as you know that you have to work on that while still being in a relationship, I think it's 100% fine. I think my friend likes me, but I don't like him like that, and we have such a great friendship, and I don't want to ruin it. What should I do? Don't make it awkward. Whatever you do, please don't make it awkward, because in situations like this where there is an unrequited love thing, where someone likes someone, not love, I'm gonna say like, because love is a little strong. When there's like an unrequited like liking of someone liking another person, it can get awkward so fast. So you just need to make sure you don't change the way that you act around them, because that'll just make them feel horrible if their feelings are ruining this friendship that you guys have. And also, if they haven't mentioned it to you that they like you, don't bring it up. Unless you feel the same way, don't bring it up. That'll just make things really awkward for them. It's an awkward situation all over. It's really hard to deal with, but as long as you just try to remain the same person that you've always been and not treat them any differently, I think it'll be good. It'll be weird, but you guys will get through it. I do this thing where I only admit that I like someone when I hear that they like me. This leads me to missing multiple chances. What is wrong with me? Why do I do this? How do I get rid of this? First of all, nothing is wrong with you. This is just a classic case of fear of rejection, and I feel like everyone does this. It's not anything to be worried about or anything like that. The one thing that can happen when you tell someone you like them is that they reject you. That's literally the only thing that can happen. So if you're afraid to tell someone that you like them without knowing if they like you back, you're afraid of what could happen. You're either embarrassed, you're afraid, you don't want it to mess things up with your relationship with this person. Everyone goes through this, honestly. No one wants to be the person that's like, hey, I like you, and then have the other person be like, ooh, actually, So you just have to live with it and like work through the awkward, like not wanting to do stuff like that, because at some point after rejection and rejection and rejection, it's gonna work out and you're gonna be so happy. But there's gonna be hardships before things get better, and you're obviously gonna have to go through a couple of rejections if you really want to find the right person. But, you know, it's just fear of rejection. It's okay to feel that way. You're not weird. Everyone misses out on opportunities because they are afraid to spew their feelings, and you just gotta work through it. It's gonna take time, sadly. I know that's not the advice anyone wants, but it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some rejection. How do I patch up an awkward friendship? I rejected my friend after he asked me out, and it's really awkward now. Then they went on to say how they passed their friend in the hallway, they waved, and he did not wave back. Oh, so many tales of unrequited love. Here's the thing. Sometimes when you are so infatuated with someone, when you like someone so much that like they are taking up your every thought, and them finding out that you don't like them back, you kind of just need to remove yourself sometimes, and that could be what's going on in this situation. I don't know for sure because I don't know your situation. He could really just need to step away and get out of his feelings for a bit for you and just have some time. That totally could be something that he needs. So you need to make sure that you're giving him the space that he needs, but also be making sure that he knows that you're still there for him and that you're not wanting to be his friend anymore. So you have to still give him space, but still somehow let him know, like, hey, acting completely normal, but still giving him enough space to work through his feelings. Their feelings. I didn't know, did you say guy? Yes, okay, he, okay. And lastly, do you believe / think love or the one is a real thing, or is it just a made-up thing? To me, it is obvious. There is not just one person in the world that you were meant to be with forever. Like, I see all these posts on Tumblr like, I wish we were each born with a stone and someone had the other half of that stone, and when we found our soulmate they would be put together. But for some people that's clearly not what they want. They don't want just one solid partner for the rest of their life. And also, there are people that were in love and fall out of love. And sure, they were 100% each other's people at the time, but now they're not. And there's definitely not just one person for everyone. You don't have one true love and then everyone else after that is a cancellation. That is just not how the human emotion works. No matter how much people want fairy tales to believe that it does, it isn't. You can fall in love with as many people as you want. You can fall in love with anyone. There's no reason that says only that person, only Jimmy from 3rd grade. Like, no, there's nothing that says that, ever. Like, that's not a thing. So yeah, guys, that is it for my first episode in this series. Like I said, if you have a catchy name I should call this series, please leave it in the comments below. If one of them is good, I will pick you and credit you in the next episode. And also leave suggestions of things that you want me to talk about in this series and answer you guys' questions and give advice on. Obviously, I won't have good advice on everything, but I will try my best for my life experience to help. My friends always come for me for advice, so that's where I got the idea for this, that I could maybe give a little bit of advice to some of you guys. And if I mess up any of your love lives, I'm very sorry. But yeah, if this is your first time seeing my videos, please remember to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. And if you actually like this video, please remember to like it by clicking the thumbs up. If you are subscribed already and you have not yet, please click the bell below to turn on my notifications so you're notified when I post it. You can actually enjoy my content, join the party. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Mwah!